Hello, my name is Oliver Clayton. I am in Physics of Sound with Professor Vargas for 11 a.m. to 12:15 Tuesday, Thursday. So basically for my project, I wanted my instrument to be the guitar, but and I have a guitar and a piano at home, but because of the quarantine, my hometown, both my parents got the virus. It wasn't. It clearly wasn't, or the obvious option was for me to stay in New Orleans instead of going home. So yeah, I don't have an instrument to work with, but I can still explain how the guitar works, the ins and outs, etc. So the first question here is, what part of the instrument produces the vibration? So the vibration is actually produced by the strings. That's the plucking, the strumming. That's what produces the vibration. And this reminded me of class when we had when you brought in the string and you kind of had it. You had some system where it's kind of, or maybe you tied it on one side and then you had the other side kind of just kept pulling a little bit further, and it was like the resistance on it was getting added, and so you kept, every time you touch it, it would vibrate, and you'd show the difference between when the string is being pulled super tight to when it's being only like just enough, like just enough as for like the length of the string, and then also when it was kind of like loose, and how is, there's the big circular motion, all of that. So then now, second question is, what part of the instrument determines the pitch, and how is it connected to the topics we discussed? So, all right. So when playing a guitar, the pitch is based on the qualities of the strings. The strings' length, mass, and tension are what's very important. So the heavier string would be, so like for the mass, the heavier string would be, the slower the slower it would vibrate, right? But then if you were to have, say, okay, so then now like regarding tension, right? So if you were to have a tighter string, that would result in a higher pitch. And this again reminds me of the string example that you had with the tension, and seeing it like go around a ton because there wasn't as much tension, and then when it was barely moving like this, like that was when there was lots of tension. Yeah. So now next question. So I just wrote notes. What parts of the instrument produce sound? So the sounds of the guitar are actually created by the combination of the strings and the sound hole. The vibration creates the noise, and it resonates in the body of the guitar and essentially creates more space for noise, and that's what we hear. This reminds me of when we were listening to different pitches in class. I think you were playing a bunch of different random noises, and it was just a bunch of different altered pitches. And the biggest thing with that, the different pitches you were telling or showing us, was that each one had a different like level of resonation, and basically and that was like what allowed sound to linger on, etc. And so now, next question is, how did you tune the instrument, and how does it produce notes? So to tune the instrument, you need to turn the different knobs, or the what's it called, the pegs. That's what it is, guitar pegs. You have to turn the pegs, and each peg is actually assigned to a different string, and each string is a different note. So one way I remembered, like, because I play guitar, one way I remembered the different notes is, so it goes on this is how I remember it. Every good boy does fine. So from E to E. And so basically, you can tell a guitar is tuned correctly from checking for any type of distortion in the sound. Then for a guitar, all right. So then, what part of the design of the instrument is important for making a loud noise? So for a guitar, the center hole of the body is what's most important for loud noise because it's what amplifies the sound. Having more space in there would allow the guitar to be amplified further. Having less space might actually amplify it as well, but it directs sound, to a more close quarters environment. Most people, though, they will get an acoustic electric or just an electric guitar, and they'll hook it up to an amp, and that'll, increase the sound. But another thing that's also very important about the sound is obviously the strings because it's producing the vibration, and that's the noise that's being vibrated into the sound. And yeah, I guess that concludes my project. Thank you for listening.